Hello, my beautiful friend. It's Betsy Gutting. Welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about the 2/22/2022 portal. We just came off of a fiery Leo full moon. We're headed toward a super powerful Pisces new moon, March 2nd, another two. And I feel that this 2/22 portal is like a wave that is just, we're riding into shore, into this Pisces new moon, new chapter, maybe even new life energy. So before I get into it, I want to say welcome if you're new to my channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you would like a personal astrology reading and we can weave the numerology in with your astrology as well, or you would like to do a coaching session, I'm both an intuitive life coach and a psychic astrologer, and I love helping you to free yourself to follow your heart's true calling. So I will leave the links below to my website, to my coaching and my astrology pages, so you can check those out and you can book directly online with me if you are ready for support. If you're ready to not be doing this on your own anymore, this is such a powerful time right now to get support. Also, I have a free gift for you. I will tell you all about your free gift at the end of this video, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And I'm going to pull a card, a tarot card for us for this 2/22/2022 portal. How can we work with these energies? How can we use this portal to our maximum advantage as we move toward the Pisces new moon? Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, what do I mean when I say portal? To me, a portal is an energetic opening. It's an opportunity to expand our consciousness. It's an opportunity to ascend to the next level of awareness. It's like when people say, wow, and you may have had this experience yourself, I am seeing with new eyes. Everything looks different. I have a whole new perspective on my life. My heart feels open. I feel revived. I feel optimistic. I feel ready for the next thing. I feel like I'm a new person. This is what I mean by an energetic portal. And it can feel like a vortex, like Abraham Hicks, if you've studied their work. She talks, Esther Hicks, she talks about being in the vortex. You're in that place where you're totally and completely connected with your heart. You're connected with your soul. It's almost like you're flying above your life and you can see from a whole new vantage point. So let's talk about the energetic frequency, because every number in numerology has its own energetic vibration. So when we look at 2/22/2022, what's in common with all those numbers? It's the number 2. There's a lot of 2s, right? So let's talk first about the number 2. The number 2 is the number of partnership, whether it's partnership with a significant other, whether it's partnership with yourself, your own higher self, your soul, or partnership with the divine, however you see it. It covers all of those kinds of partnerships. The number 2 is about cooperation. It's about collaboration. It's about harmony. It's our sensitivity. It's the most sensitive number. If you have the number 2 in your birth date, or you were born on, say, the 29th, which reduces to 11, which reduces to a 2, then you will be a very highly sensitive person. I'm guessing if you're listening, you probably are highly sensitive. You're probably very empathic. The number 2 is also the empath number. But when we are in this time of this 2 energy, we can feel even more sensitive than we normally do. I know in my own life, yesterday I had my neighbor who, I live in a little courtyard area. We've got 2 duplexes. We have a courtyard that, I don't live in the courtyard, I live in my apartment, but we have 2 duplexes with a courtyard that adjoins both. And the courtyard is kind of common space, and my neighbor was like assembling all this furniture there yesterday and like hammering and drilling and like playing super loud Leonard Skinner music at the same time. And I was like my body was vibrating, and I'm highly sensitive anyway to noise. My poor little kitty is also super highly sensitive to noise. She was literally hiding under the couch. There's about this much room under the couch. But during this time, like I experienced yesterday, and they're also redoing my roof, which I think is cosmically humorous. During this time, you could feel even more sensitive, especially to sounds, especially to, you know, cars on the road that like play their music really loud and vibrate. And I love music, by the way. This is actually a time, speaking of music, that you can really elevate your vibration through music that you love, whatever that is for you. But this is a time when you'll probably feel more sensitive than you normally feel. It's when the veil is thin between the worlds, when we are very psychically attuned to other vibrations and to the vibration of the divine. So it's really a time that, wow, meditation would be so powerful right now. Any sort of chakra clearing practice that you do, journaling, I think of the two as connecting with your soul, connecting with the spirit of unconditional love. It's about compassion. It can give us the potential to really raise our ability to be compassionate with other people, even people that you might consider your enemies. It's a time when you could really open up your heart and expand into a whole new version of yourself, a whole new, more compassionate, more unconditionally loving. It's also the number of inner peace. So it's when we crave peace, we crave divine union. It's the number of union. So you may, if you're not already in a soul-connected partnership right now, you may really, really be tuning into that right now as something that you desire. Or if you're in a partnership, you may be, you know, just very attuned to what's going on with your partner right now. Where is your relationship? Are you happy with your relationship? Do you want it to go in a different direction? You may just be very, very focused on that right now because of this energy. And what's interesting to me is that, you know, you are probably someone who sees numbers all of the time, right? And a lot of times I feel like spirit wants to get our attention through numbers. Like a lot of people see 1111 regularly, or they see, 333, or you see license plates that say 444. You know, there may be a number that keeps cropping up for you. And what I've noticed in my own experience is that whatever vibration or message, spirit speaks to us in messages. And so whatever the vibration or message spirit wants to get to us, it often comes through in a specific number that repeats over and over. And when it comes to this 2 energy, I first saw the number 222 repeatedly over and over when I was going through a very deep soul searching time. And when my marriage was I was very aware of the fact that my marriage needed to be revived. Like it was kind of just hanging by a thread, so to speak. It needed resuscitation. And I kept seeing 222, 222. And I just knew when I saw that repeatedly over and over, I had to focus on our partnership. I had to get clear on what it was that I really wanted and do my very best to communicate that to my partner and see if we could move into a whole new place together. So that's the number 2. Now I want to talk about the number 22 because this is February 22nd, 2022. The 22 is a master builder number. The 22 is literally the archetype of the master builder. What do I mean by the master builder? If you were born on the 22nd of a month, or if all of your birth numbers added up to a 22, part of your life purpose would be to build something that is reflective of your life purpose, your spirit, what you came here to do, what you came here to give to the world. So here this is being punctuated for all of us right now. The master builder. When I say master builder to you, what comes to mind for you in your life? Do you want to create or build or enhance a spiritually based business, for example? Do you want to bring more spirituality or awareness or higher consciousness into your family life, into your partnership, into your wherever your workplace? This is an example of master builder energy. The master builder thinks about structures. It wants to apply its spiritual life purpose to the structures, the real world physical structures in its life. And so it looks to things like career, business, job, what can you give to the world? What can you contribute to the world? And as you are doing that, you are learning, growing, polishing your edges, so to speak, polishing the facets of your inner diamond as you are bringing out into the world whatever love is to you, whatever your message is, whatever, and it doesn't even have to be a message specifically. It's just whatever you want to create. I'll give you an example. So it could be very personal to you as well. It could just be something that is a dream of yours, that is something where you can be your creative self. And before I give you the example, I want to talk about creativity for a minute, because if we add up the numbers 2, 22, 20, 22, they add up to a 3. They add up to a 12. You reduce the 12 to a single digit in numerology, that's a 3. Well, guess what? The 3 is the creativity number. The 3 is the artist number, and we're all the artists of our own lives, right? Whether you see yourself as an artist or not, we're all creating our own lives from a vision that makes you an artist. We are all a quintessential artist. Now, the 3 number is also the number of the communicative healer. So, in any way that you speak to other people and you share love, or you share a vibration of unconditional love, this could be through any kind of communication that you have whatsoever, whether you're ordering, a latte from a barista, or whether you are having a conversation with your child, or whether you're talking to your pet. It doesn't matter. You are exuding the energy of the communicative healer when you are doing that with unconditional love. So this is part of the energy signature of this 2/22/2022 portal as well. It is urging us on to be very aware of our communication and to be very aware of the power of the word, and that we create with our words, we create with our vibration, we create with our thoughts. We give love through our expression. The 3 is the number of expression. So now I'm going to tell you my story. Okay, so the master builder energy, we're all in this right now. We're all wanting to create something new. We're all wanting to create a structure that will, and I mean real world structure, I mean tangible. In astrology, the North Node, which is our destiny, the North Node is in Taurus. It's a building earth energy. We are building something new. We have Mars and Venus in Capricorn. Capricorn is the quintessential builder. Okay, so we have all this building energy that's going on right now with the planets. So back in 1995, I had just left the practice of law. I had no idea what I was going to do for work, but I knew that I wanted my own space in which to create, my own space in which to journal, for example. And so I began to look for other houses, because we had just enough room for our little kids and my husband and I. There were no extra rooms in our home. So I decided I'm going to look for houses. I have no idea how we're going to do this. We don't have the money for a new house, but I'm going to let myself dream. I'm going to let myself go out and look at model homes. And we did that. Now, around the same time, a piece of property came on the market, a beautiful piece of property, completely covered with trees. It had a stream in the back. It backed up to a bunch of acreage that hadn't been built on. It felt like a dream property. I never thought of building my own house, honestly, but I knew that I loved a beautiful home. I knew I loved creating a sanctuary. And so we said, let's just act as if. Let's act as if we have the money. We don't know how we're going to make this happen, but let's explore the possibility. And so my husband, who at the time was in the lumber business, started talking with some of his contractor clients about it. And one of them offered to buy the property for us until we could get the loan. to actually buy it back from him, which was a really kind of unusual kind of, if you know the planet Uranus, it was kind of a Uranian kind of agreement, but it was the first step. Now, the second step was getting our bid for the property accepted. There were 6 other people that bid on this property. And I was really afraid because here we had this builder who was willing to, advance us the money basically to buy the property, and he was going to build the house for us. But there were so many other people who wanted this property, and some of them were contractors, and they had a lot more clout than we had and probably a lot more money as well. But I decided that I was going to, Spirit gave me this idea to write a letter to the seller of the property, talk about how we lived in the community for as many years as we had, how we were, the parents of 2 young daughters, and how this would be such a dream come true for us if they accepted our bid. And so we did that. And it turned out that they sold it to us out of the 6 different possible buyers, including these, flush contractors. And come to find out later that they chose our bid because I wrote that letter and submitted a family photo. And so I tell you this story because this was nothing that we had the funds for, the resources for, but we had such a strong desire. And I had such a strong desire to have a room of my own, to write, to journal, to explore, to be creative in. And that, I feel, was what catapulted it forward, allowing us to be the master builders of this particular home. We are all being supported right now to build something in our lives, something going forward with this 222 master builder energy, adding up to a 3, creative, being the artist of our lives, activating and manifesting a new vision for ourselves. So let's pull a card to see what the cards have to say about this 2022 portal. And I want to say that I feel like if you can give yourself some time to do a little meditation, just getting quiet, just downloading, asking Spirit, being intentional about this 222 portal, like asking Spirit, just bring the energy. I like to ask Spirit, just flood me with love. Just flood me with love. And I imagine that love coming through my crown and traveling down my body. That's all it takes. Spirit just wants us to commune. And we're in this Pisces time right now. We've got Jupiter in Pisces. We have Neptune in Pisces. These are planets of expansion. Okay. These are planets of activation. And we have the sun in Pisces. So we are being given so much light right now. So much light and visionary energy right now to activate. It just keeps feeling to me like a reconnection with our soul and coming back. It feels like a clean slate. Like if you are having trouble releasing your past, if you keep coming back to, and this is so human of us, keep coming back to, it's an energy where we can feel very nostalgic. We can look back on our past, on a time of our past that was really special, and then we lost that. Okay, if you find yourself going back to a time when you felt happier, when you felt more fulfilled, and you feel like maybe I'll never have that again in my life, this is a clean slate energy. This is saying it's time to release our past. It's time to release our fears of loss that we will never again regain what we had before. This is, you are not the same person that you were before. Spirit is reminding me to tell you, you are a whole new person. You have come far. You have grown. You have evolved. You are creating a whole new chapter, if not a whole new life for yourself. So let's pull a card. I've just been shuffling all this time. Let's see what the cards have to say. So I'm going to pull 2 cards because this one needs a little bit of clarification. Okay, so this is cool. So the first card I pulled was the 7 Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords, I love this card because this is a fox trying to get into the chickens, into the hen house, so to speak. And there are all of these swords that are thrown into this cement wall. And basically, like, there's no way that this fox is going to get to the chickens. Why? Because there's this cement, this thick cement wall, okay, in the middle between the two. And this is like, Seven of Swords to me is when we're too much in our heads. And when that seven energy can be looking back, like being like nostalgizing our past and saying like, if only I had this, if only I had that, you know, it's like it's like mental fatigue. It's mental, it's like analysis paralysis. So then the second card that I pulled, the Magician, okay? The Magician knows that he or she has the power to create anything. The Magician says, activate the magic within yourself. Remember who you are. Remember that you have many gifts and talents that you may not be giving yourself credit for. And you have your divine connection. You don't even have to be quote unquote amazing or even in your mind like super qualified for something if you have the connection to the divine, which is going to give you everything that you need. Like in my house story, we got everything we need to build that house. Things we didn't have before the vision. We didn't have the money to build that house before. We didn't have a person to build it. We didn't have a design. All of that came after we said yes to having it. Yes, I want this. Yes to the desire. The Magician is a reminder that you have an inner magician who will help you to bring in all of the resources you need to create what you want. So get out of your head. Stop trying to find or get to something through the mind, and instead activate the inner magician. Like I said, one way is through meditation, through movement, through using your creativity, through getting your pastels or your crayons out and start doodling and start just letting I'm seeing these gears, like letting the gears of the heart and mind start to move. And they move when we just start to freely flow, which is why I love pastels, because you can just move the color on the page and just make spirals and just like get the energy flowing, get the energy moving. Remember, we're in Pisces season, and in Pisces season, it's all about the flow. It's a water sign. It's like staying in the flow. Keep on moving, keep on dancing, sing, connect to music that moves you. These are the ways that we tap into our inner magician. Thank you for your time, your energy, your presence. Thank you for your likes, your comments. They mean so very much to me. For your shares of this video and for your subscribes. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss my next video, which will be on the Pisces new moon. And your free gift, go to my website, download instantly when you sign up for my inspirational updates. Download my free guided meditation, Returning Home to Yourself. This would be such a beautiful meditation for right now during this Pisces season. Returning Home to Yourself. Go to my website. On my homepage, you can subscribe and get your free gift. And I will be back very soon with the Pisces new moon video. And I'm sending you all my love. Happy 2/22/2022 portal.